Okay. All
Thank you
right,
so much.
Sammie. All right. So, how can I help you?
Okay, so I have two questions. One of them is, what industry do you see me working in?
Okay. Um, so that's actually not a very clear-cut answer that I can give you.
Hmm.
The thing is that you have many talents. So your talents and skills can be used in any industry. So when you're asking me what specific industry, I mean, it can be any industry. I know that's a very vague answer, but that's also a really vague question. What industry am I going to be in? Right. So I'm tapping into your skills and your talents to give me some more information because that's just that question is a bit of an odd question to ask,
Hmm.
right? Remember, when we ask vague questions, we get vague answers. So let me do some investigation here in terms of finding out what your skills and talents are. So the first thing that's coming up is that you're really good with people. So there is something about you needing to work with other people versus you just working on your own. There's plenty of people that are great working on their own, but you actually thrive off of co-creation. You
Hmm.
understand this? So you
Hmm.
can't be working alone. Um, there's a desire for creativity. Do you understand this? Like you
Yes.
want to be creative. Now, again, the kind of creativity doesn't actually matter because when we go deeper into this, it's about expressing yourself. So there's something within you that you need to get out.
Hmm.
So are you starting to see how you can do this in any industry? Right?
Yeah.
Working with people, getting your message out through creativity.
Hmm.
You can do that in any field. Um, there's something about using your voice. Do you understand this? Now that's granted, the spirit world speaks to me in metaphors, so it
Hmm.
could be literally using your voice or piggybacking on the message that needs to go through.
Hmm.
It's an expression of yourself. It could be through writing, it could be through singing, it could be through even just speaking, maybe public speaking, or it can even be through dance possibly. So I'm getting a very creative aspect of you, of a message that needs to come out. Okay. You have something to share. You have something to say. You understand this?
Hmm.
Now, it's okay if you don't have it formulated yet. That's okay. Okay.
Okay.
Because that's part of your life's experience. Because, like,
Hmm.
as we live life and as we human, that's when we start to expand our consciousness and awareness through actions, through experiences, through relationships. Okay.
Hmm.
So I can't give you a flat out answer of like, oh, you need to be in the medical field. Oh, you need to be in the financial field. You need to be in a field where you can express yourself,
Hmm.
work with other people, and there's an aspect of creativity. Do you understand this?
Yes.
Okay. So hopefully that gives you some sort of um, information. Okay. So if
Hmm.
you want to go ahead now and get more specific with your question, you're more than welcome to, and I can do a deeper dive. But that was actually a very vague question. So that's the
Okay.
best that I can give you for that question. You understand?
Okay. Yes, I'd love a deeper dive. I just don't know like what kind of question to ask.
Yeah.
Um,
What is it that you want to do right now? You're coming to me, you're asking me what field you need to, what field you're going to be in. Well, what field do you have a desire to be in?
I feel like I kind of have like my toe in a lot of things. Like I like filmmaking, I like writing, I like acting, a lot of stuff like media related.
Okay.
Um, I just I'm not like, oh, I want to be a director. I'm gonna go to, this, and I'm gonna
Right.
do whatever it takes. So I just don't know where to
That,
go.
that's okay, because all of the things that I shared with you fit into that area, into that
Mhm.
field, plus and you still have more experience to gain in order to go ahead and clarify that, right? So if you're asking me, should I go into the entertainment industry, for example, which is a more specific question versus what
Mhm.
industry should I be in? I can't make this decision for you. It would be very arrogant of me. I'm a mere mortal. I'm just a human. I'm not God. But I can tell you, based on your skills and talents that I was able to tap into, that that could be a good match or a good alignment
Mhm.
for what your skills and talents are. Working with other people, co-creating through a creative process, getting a message out. You can
Mhm.
do all of those things in everything that you mentioned. So yeah, the entertainment industry would be a good match for you.
Okay. Um, do you see anything like in the entertainment industry that's like
You're too
not
vague right now.
okay?
It's like
Uh,
right now you're throwing shit at the wall. Let's see what sticks.
uh-huh.
It doesn't work like that.
Okay.
You have to be very specific what you can do to start helping you hone that, because your spirit team, your guides, your angels, masters, teachers, loved ones, they want to give you whatever it is that you want. You just have to know what you want, and you don't. So again, we go back to ask vague questions, get vague answers. But so what you can start to do is start just listing out, what do I want? And you can do this in every area of your life. It doesn't have to just be one specific area.
Mhm.
What do I need? And what do I want? And that starts to hone you in, and it starts to put you on a path or in a direction in a certain timeline.
Mhm.
Okay. Then the opportunities can start happening for you. So then you can choose what you want to do, because there's opportunities for you to experience. You understand
Mhm.
this?
Yes.
You have to start learning what your own personal needs are, what your own desires are, what your wants are, because needs and wants are not the same thing. Make
Mhm.
sense?
Yes.
So just to start you off, just to get going, you can just write down on a piece of paper, what are my needs and wants? In
Mhm.
career, you can just say career for this particular question, in career. But you can't start attracting, or you can't start having opportunities pop up for you, because your guides are like, we're here for you. Come on, kiddo. You got this. You just have to want something.
Okay.
You have to know what your needs and desires are.
Hmm. Uh, um. Okay. Um. So then, can I get a more like, can I get a general like career reading or like career like
Yeah, sure.
role? Okay.
Yeah. So, I don't I see, the thing is, I do feel like it takes you some time to figure this out.
Hmm.
So I do feel a delay in terms of getting on the actual path that you
Hmm.
take for the actual vroom 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 of taking off, okay?
Hmm.
There's also, they're saying that there's something about gathering more experience through learning. So, and that's kind of technique oriented, they're saying. So it's like, let's say you're going to go into filmmaking, maybe taking some film courses if you haven't already, and
Hmm.
learning the different nuances. But they're talking about getting a full 360 um feel, I guess you can say,
Okay.
of of filmmaking, right? So it would be, okay, learning, how to edit, right? Learning
Hmm.
how to film, learning how to direct, learning how to do set design, learning how to operate a camera. So they're talking about a full 360 degree in whatever you're going to do,
Hmm.
as you start to get clearer. So it's not just about acting. What goes into acting? right? It's not just about directing, what goes into directing. It's not just about producing, or I should say this differently, excuse me. If you're going to do acting, you also need to know producing, directing, writing, film, like money management, finances, accounting. So they're talking about like whatever it is you're going to choose to do,
Mhm.
get the full 360 experience in education. Does that make sense?
Yes,
Now,
perfect sense.
okay, good. So I'm glad you're getting that. It's because they're literally showing me like this circular object of
Yeah.
like 360. It's like, okay, all right, guys. Um, so maybe it's like you want to go to film school. I don't know, like, is that what you want to do?
So originally I went for to be a theater major, but now I'm like, oh, I think I'm leaning more towards film, so I'm thinking of doing 2 years of film school after I graduate.
Okay, perfect. So you're on the right track with that. Let me validate that for you because that's what they're showing me.
Okay.
Now, again, whatever I say is not ever set in stone,
Hmm.
right? And you have to make your own choices and decisions. I can't tell
Right.
you what to do, but that they are showing me that. So even something, like learning box office stuff, like
Hmm.
what goes into making money in the box office. I don't know. For me personally, it doesn't matter. This matters for you as long as you understand that. But again, that takes time. So what I'm sharing with you is big picture stuff,
Hmm.
right? It takes time. So it makes sense to me where you're saying you're going to finish up school. I don't know how much time you have left in school and then doing some more education,
Hmm.
2 years after. That sounds more in alignment what I'm talking about, how there's this kind of a delay. It's
Yeah.
not happening right now. So you're on the right path.
Okay.
Get as much experience as possible. Okay. So that also means doing internships. It
Hmm.
also means doing like maybe, all right, guys, they're talking about like grunt work. Ugh. Okay. But you know what I'm talking about though,
Yeah.
right? Like getting people their coffee and all that stuff like that.
Hmm.
Because it's not for you, it is what you know, but it's also who you know.
Hmm.
And because you're so good with people, this is how you co-create with them. And I mean, I live in Los Angeles. I don't know where you live, but I know out here it's like who you know, even
Hmm.
during stupid pandemic time, right? You still have to know the right people. So
Hmm.
when you're getting them coffee, you're getting to know them. Don't be afraid to connect with them, they're saying. So I don't know if like you connect with people and then you shy away. Do you understand this? Like
Yes.
you kind of start avoiding people.
Hmm.
Don't do that because you're going to need these people.
Hmm.
And that's the other thing is you might want to get out to, and I don't know where you live, but you might want to get out to, for example, Los Angeles to do an
Hmm.
internship or whatever. You want to be in the environment that you want to work in and start
Hmm.
like as soon as you can, which is like after schooling and all that fun stuff. Okay.
Hmm.
So that's what they're saying. Don't be afraid to connect with people, and as soon as you make a connection, don't like take off. That's abandonment. You don't want to give anyone abandonment issues. You have
Right.
enough of your own. You have enough of your own. You don't need to be giving anybody.
Right.
um I like that you're very career oriented. I think that's great. But they are talking about, I don't know if this is one of your questions, but I feel like we might be shifting into relationship.
Hmm.
Okay. um Whatever you do, don't, ugh, this is the way I'm going to say it. I
Hmm.
might have to explain it if you don't get it. Don't bring your balls that you'd be using at work into your relationship. Do you understand that? Does that make sense to you?
Not really.
Not really. Okay. So no, that's good because I think you have to understand have an understanding of how energy works.
Hmm.
So in relationship, to me, it feels like when I'm tapping into your core energy, is you have a very feminine core energy. Like
Hmm.
your basic operating system is feminine. So this has nothing to do with sexual identity, gender, how your body is biologically designed, who
Hmm.
you like to have sex with. That has nothing to do with it. This is energy, right?
Hmm.
So your core feminine.
Hmm.
It also feels to me like your ultimate desire in relationship, core masculine.
Hmm.
Okay. And again, that could be a woman. Okay. We're talking energy. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to make an assumption in terms of who you prefer. It gets to be a hot mess these days with all of these gender norms and identities and blah, 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 blah. In business, which is the direction you're going in,
Mhm.
you need to be more in your masculine energy because masculine energy is about doing.
Mhm.
Female energy is about being.
Mhm.
So if you're at work doing, and at the very, very beginning of your career, you're going to be doing a lot of doing for very little money. Okay. But it's always out, initiating, producing, just doing, right?
Mhm.
You have to be more aggressive.
Mhm.
In relationship, that's not going to work with your core desire being masculine because that energy is already there. And when
Okay.
you have two masculine energies coming together, power plays, fighting, aggressiveness. And so that's why I'm saying don't bring your balls
Okay.
to your relationship. In your relationship, you have to receive.
Mhm.
Okay. You have to be the nurturing one, you have to be emotional. Okay. Not
Mhm.
stoic.
Okay.
You have to connect, right? So you can't run away. You have to
Mhm.
connect, right?
Mhm.
Um, Feminine energy is creative energy. Okay. It's about flow. So think about like a water bottle. You have the
Mhm.
container of the water bottle that holds the water, and the water is like crazy, right? It splish splashes everywhere.
Mhm.
The bottle is male energy, the water is female energy.
Okay.
Masculine energy contains, holds, provides, it analyzes, it's very structured
Mhm.
to hold that feminine energy, which means you want somebody, and there's no shame in the game. I don't give a fuck what anybody says out there.
Mhm.
We're talking energy.
Mhm.
You want somebody to take care of you. You
Mhm.
want somebody to make you feel emotionally safe, financially safe, physically safe,
Mhm.
mentally, spiritually safe. And the people that provide that safety have masculine energy.
Mhm.
So they're giving and you're receiving.
Okay.
And in return, you're giving your feminine energy, which they need, want, and desire. And so
Mhm.
that's why you hear opposites attract. It has nothing to do with anything else other than energy. So
Okay.
that's what I'm saying. In relationship, you cannot be masculine. I mean, there will be times you guys will switch off on and off,
Mhm.
but you can't both be feminine and you can't both be masculine. Those are recipes for disaster.
Okay.
So what you're going to have to learn is you're going to have to learn how to be more masculine at work, but not bring that masculinity into relationships. So when you're dating, you're courting, or you're in relationship with someone.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. So do you have any questions?
Yes.
Any more questions? Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna ask for like I mean, now I'm realizing it might not be a good question. But just like relationship like predictions, like soulmate predictions, like when and where we'll meet or something like that. I don't know.
Sure. Are you talking about just general, or are you talking about like your person?
Um, whatever comes to you, whatever
Okay.
you, yeah.
So again, there's delay, but
Mhm.
I just want you to know that the delay is circumstantial, is what they're saying. It's not that you're incapable of being in a relationship. It's
Mhm.
circumstantial with the way the world is right now and
Mhm.
the way the dating situation is right now. So many people, and it wouldn't surprise me if it's yourself included, so many people are really unsure and they're living in uncertainty that it's hard to get clarity and it's hard to make any commitment of any sorts because
Mhm.
minute by minute, the media is giving us information that's always in flux.
Mhm.
So it affects humans in many, many ways. So it is hard to right now relate to people because there's so much uncertainty. So when there's uncertainty outside, and most people look at the outside to fulfill themselves, they don't look inside first. It's
Mhm.
very difficult for them to kind of know what to do, when to do, how to do, and who to do. So there's a delay, okay,
Mhm.
in terms of finding a relationship. Are you in you're showing up to me as single right now? Are
Mhm.
you in relationship right now?
I'm talking to someone, but it's
Okay, no, that's fine. Because
yeah.
I'd much rather you actually be single than show up as single and in a relationship, because that means one of you guys are not plugged in.
Mhm.
That's no bueno. So technically you are single. That's great.
Mhm.
I mean, it's much better to be that way. I will tell you, I've made predictions that in 2022, it is a year of relationship. So you will have opportunities, okay,
Mhm.
to relate to other people, but we're going to look at relationship bigger than just romantic. Yes, you will have romantic opportunities. No, I do not feel you're going to find your person in 2022. Okay.
Okay.
So just a heads up, Buttercup. And if you want me to be wrong, I want to be wrong. I love being wrong when whoever I'm reading for wants me to be wrong. I've no shame. It's like, nope, that's cool. I would be in shock and awe. I'll be honest. I'll be in shock and awe if you find your person in 2022. I will high five the shit out of you, sister, if that happens. But I don't feel like that's like your person is going to show up for like another 8 years, maybe more
Okay.
years. There's a lot of learning and experiencing that you have to do first. Plus, they're also saying you need to get more settled with your career for
Mhm.
you to feel better about who you are and what you can offer. I don't know if you understand this or not.
Yes.
But that's what they're saying.
Mhm.
I do think you'll have plenty of opportunities to connect with people and, kind of have a good time per se. But the deep, intimate, I don't feel that happening for a while. Again, it's circumstantial. It has nothing to do with you personally. But again, there is something about you not knowing exactly what you want also.
Mhm.
So you have to get clear on that in relationship. What are your needs and what are your wants? And then, the opportunities can start coming for you, to you. So the person that you're talking to, by all means, great, talk to them,
Mhm.
get to know them. If you can date them like in person, that would be great.
Mhm.
But I don't think it's necessarily going to go anywhere
Okay.
right now. Now that
Mhm.
doesn't mean eventually. I'm a huge fan of repair. So, who knows if it doesn't work out, but years later, after they're more mature, they have more life experiences, you're more mature, you have more life experiences. Maybe
Mhm.
at that point this person will be your person. I'm a little sappy like that, but as of this conversation, and we can like base everything off of this conversation, it
Mhm.
doesn't feel like it's going to go very far.
Mhm.
Sorry to be the bearer of bad news if
Right.
that's not something you want to hear, but you should enjoy,
Yeah.
gather, collect as much information about this person as you can, because it helps you clarify your needs and wants.
Mhm. Right.
So, and I say go out there and get as much heartbreak and heartache as possible, because it means you're learning something and you're that much closer to your person.
Mhm.
So that's that. So yeah, I mean, like in terms of relationship, it's just gonna be a while, but that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. There's really no rush. If there's a rush, because I do feel like you're the kind of person that rushes and you gotta like do. Like
Mhm.
I had to have you, slow down when we first, came on here. Slow down. The only person rushing is you. The
Mhm.
only person rushing is you. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So we have a few more minutes left. Are there any other questions that you have?
Yeah, I just have I went to another psychic and she said something about bunny ears, like this guy is gonna be wearing bunny ears, and I just wanted to know if you got that too at all, or like
I
just
have
completely no.
nothing coming up for me in
Okay.
regards to bunnies or bunny ears. It doesn't
Okay.
mean, I don't know if it's a male psychic, female psychic,
Mhm.
doesn't mean they were wrong.
Mhm.
Different information gets revealed to different psychics because of each of our own senses and attunements. So
Mhm.
um they could be right. I'm just not getting that information.
Okay.
So Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe they'll be wearing bunny ears and you'll be like, that's my person. Wouldn't that be cool?
Right. Um, See, that's all my questions.
Okay. Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Well, I just to sort of wrap up here,
Mhm.
you're on the right path.
Okay.
You feel like you're on the right path. Continue learning for you. I don't know, are you a Sagittarius, or do you know where your Sagittarius placements are? Because there's a lot about exploration and learning for you, which is like very Sagittarius. So that's really cool. If you are a Sagittarius or have Sagittarius placements, because they want you to just get as much out of life as possible, like be voracious for life, right?
Okay.
So good experiences, bad experience, it doesn't matter. It's like you're an experiential learner. That's how you
Hmm.
kind of learn. Like,
Hmm.
yeah, you can study books and techniques and all that stuff, which you are supposed to, but really be a voracious student of life. Like, just have as many experiences as possible.
Hmm.
And just remember, they want you to make sure that you remember in terms of relationship, because I guess relationship is important to you.
Hmm.
It's something you think about a lot, they're saying. Just understand your energy when you're being feminine and when you're being masculine, and understand when they're being feminine and they're being masculine, so you could match, where they're at. So that takes a lot of self introspection and self knowledge. Okay. So
Hmm.
know thyself, right?
Okay.
How old are you in human years? Like, how old are you?
20.
20? Oh my goodness. Yeah. That's why they're saying, like, don't rush or anything like that.
Okay.
Yeah, you're fine. You're totally fine.
Okay.
Before we leave here, how did you find out about me, or how did you learn about me?
I watched your videos with Colleen and I thought they were really
Oh,
cool.
wonderful,
Yeah.
wonderful. Yeah. Well, Sammie, it was pleasure reading for you and chatting with you. I know you're going to do fine. Like, just keep doing what you're doing. And so you're just going to add more by having life experiences. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. You know where to find me if you need me again. All right.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Bye.
Bye.